Imagine this. You deliver a welded part to a customer, everything looks fine, until it doesn't. The weld cracks. Or worse, the customer rejects the job during inspection. Now you've got rework, delays, and angry customers. The truth? Most shops think weld failures start with the welder, but in reality, they almost always start in management. Today we're going to talk about the hidden costs of not having a welding quality standard, and we'll give you practical steps you can take right now to prevent those problems in your shop. Stick around until the end, because we'll share a free checklist you can download today to tighten up your welding quality. When a fabrication shop doesn't have a welding quality standard, here's what usually happens. Every welder does things their own way. Procedures live in someone's head instead of on paper. Customers notice inconsistency and start losing trust. And that chaos? It shows up in costs you probably don't track. Extra hours fixing bad welds, scrap metal piling up, projects delayed, hurting your reputation. The hidden cost isn't just money, it's credibility. Once a customer questions your welding quality, winning their trust back is tough. Here's the part that stings a little. This isn't the welder's fault. You can have the best welders in the world. But if management doesn't give them clear welding procedures, work instructions that match the drawings, and training on the specific processes and materials, then they're being set up to fail. Welders don't control consistency. Management does. And when management skips documentation, oversight, and training, the cost shows up in rework, failed audits, and lost customers. Okay, so what can you do about it? Here are 3 quick wins you can start with today. Tip number 1, standardize your procedures. Make sure every welder has access to an approved welding procedure. If you don't have one, run a quick test weld, cut it, etch it, and if it meets the desired acceptance criteria, document the parameters. It doesn't have to be complicated to get started. Tip number 2, use clear work instructions. Don't assume welders can read between the lines. Mark welds on drawings. Spell out preheat instructions if preheating is necessary. Provide detailed work instruction on how to use temple sticks, pyrometers, or whatever device needs to be used to measure preheat and interpass temperature. Clarity eliminates guesswork. Tip number 3, implement a simple daily quality checklist. Something as basic as confirming the correct filler metal, the correct welding procedure, and the correct gas can cut rework dramatically. And yes, we've got one you can download for free in a second. If you put just those 3 things in place, you'll see immediate reductions in rework and scrap. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds good, but does it really make that big of a difference? Let's look at 3 real-world examples. First, Alcoa. Their power and propulsion division, which makes metal castings, had a serious scrap problem. They standardized their processes, trained employees, and enforced clear quality procedures. The results? Scrap levels dropped more than 10% every year, and Alcoa saved millions of dollars annually. Second, Crown Equipment. Crown is a U.S. forklift manufacturer. They trained their people in structured quality methods like Six Sigma. Within a few years, those projects saved the company over $1.5 million. In fact, Crown estimated that for every hour spent on quality training, they saved about $500 in return. Third, Toyota's NUMMI plant. In the 1980s, Toyota took over one of GM's worst-performing plants in California. By focusing on strict procedures and empowering workers to build in quality, the same workforce went from producing some of the lowest quality cars in the U.S. to building some of the best with higher quality and lower cost. Now, here's the key point. These were massive companies. They already had layers of systems, yet by doubling down on procedures and quality, they saved millions. For small and medium-sized fabrication shops, the gains can be even bigger. Why? Because many shops start with little or no quality controls. So even simple steps, like consistent welding procedures, clear work instructions, and daily quality checks, can deliver a dramatic return almost immediately. Let's now see how this can play out for a small to medium-sized fabrication shop. Take a common problem, undercut. It's a minor weld discontinuity, and fixing it is simple. But in some shops, undercut isn't caught until final inspection, after the part had already been painted. And that's when it gets expensive. The part has to be quarantined, then it's sent to repair where the paint is ground off. Next, it goes back to the weld shop for rework, then back to paint, then again to finished goods for a second round of inspection. You can see how quickly a simple defect turns into a costly cycle of wasted time and wasted labor. Here's what it looks like in dollars. Quarantining and handling, maybe 15 minutes of labor. Grinding and prepping for repair, another 20 minutes. Rewelding and reblending, half an hour. Repainting, drying, and moving the part back through inspection, easily another hour or more. All told, you've added 2 to 3 extra hours of labor per part, not counting delays, wasted paint, wasted grinding discs, or lost productivity on new jobs. If your labor rate is $50 an hour, that's easily $100 to $150 spent for a defect that could have been fixed in under 2 minutes if caught right at the weld booth. And the solution? It's simple. The welder just needs clear instructions to visually inspect their own welds before sending the part to the next station. By catching the undercut immediately, the repair is fast, cheap, and barely disruptive. This is why many companies treat welders as the first line of defense. In fact, welders can be the most valuable inspectors in the shop because they can check before, during, and after welding. All it takes is a simple checklist or work instruction paired with a few basic tools to empower welders to catch their own defects. It might add a couple of minutes at the booth, but it can save hours of rework and hundreds of dollars later on. So let us ask you, are your welders working with clear procedures, instructions, and training? Or are they left to figure it out on their own? The difference between chaos and consistency is having a welding quality standard. And to help you take the first step, we created a free welding quality checklist you can download right now. Print it, hang it at every weld booth, and you'll see the impact immediately. Click the link in the description to download the checklist. And if you found this helpful, hit subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming videos, including the launch of our complete Welding Quality Standard template. The Welding Quality Standard template is a complete, ready-to-use framework designed for small and medium-sized fabrication shops. It gives you all the essential sections you need, from welding procedures and welder qualifications to inspection forms and document control, already written and ready to adapt. It's built for welding supervisors, welding engineers, quality managers, plant managers, and owners who need better control of welding operations, but don't have the time or resources to build a quality system from scratch. A welding quality control manual is foundational for any fabricating business. And don't forget, as W. Edward Deming said, quality is everyone's responsibility. Thanks for watching.